Nietzsche said, hope is the most evil of evils because it prolongs the suffering of man. And I read that and thought, yeah, okay, fair point. That tracks. And then I chose hope anyway. Not because I'm optimistic. I'm not. Not because things are going great. They're not always. But because hope, even stupid hope, is still a tool. And I collect tools now. Hi, I'm Arletta. I have schizoaffective disorder, bipolar type. I have PTSD. I have panic disorder. I have a service dog named Cora who may or may not photobomb this video. And I have been thinking about hope, really thinking about it, for a long time. This video is for Mental Health Awareness Month, but it's not a "you've got this" video. I don't do those. This is an honest conversation about what hope actually looks like when your brain is not your friend. Stay with me. Let me tell you about the bunker. The bunker is what I call the phase where you're not moving forward. You're just surviving. You're not thriving. You're not growing. You are keeping the light on inside yourself, and that is the whole job. I have lived in the bunker more than once. With schizoaffective disorder, the bunker isn't always a choice. Sometimes your brain just takes you there. And one of the cruelest things about mental illness is that it will tell you, while you're in the bunker, that you will never leave. That voice is lying, but it's convincing. It has really great timing. It shows up when you're exhausted. It shows up when you've tried things that didn't work. It shows up when someone says, "just think positive," and you want to throw something. Here's what hope looks like in the bunker. It doesn't look like optimism. It looks like making coffee. It looks like texting one person back. It looks like taking your medication even when you're not sure it's working. It looks like staying. That's it. That is the whole hope, just staying. And that is not small. That is enormous. If you're in the bunker right now, I want you to hear me. Staying is a form of hope. You don't have to feel hopeful. You just have to stay. At some point, you stay. You get to the battle phase. The battle is different from the bunker. In the battle, you are moving, you are making decisions, you're trying things, you're building something, but it is still hard. The battle is where I live most of the time. I facilitate NAMI peer support groups. I teach peer-to-peer. I run a YouTube channel. This year, I'm doing something I've wanted to do for a long time, park hosting. 4 months living and working in state parks. It's not full-time yet, but it's the direction I'm pointed. From the outside, that might look like I have it all together. I want to be very clear that I do not always have it together. What I have is a framework, a set of tools, and an extremely stubborn refusal to stop. Hope in the battle phase looks different than hope in the bunker. In the battle, hope has to be active. It has to be a practice because the battle will wear you down if you let it. Your brain will find every piece of evidence that it's not working, that you're failing, that you're behind, that everyone else is doing better. The last one is a lie that Instagram invented, and I reject it completely. Here's what I learned about hope as a practice. It has to be specific. I hope things get better is not a practice. I hope things get better, so I'm going to do this one thing today. That's a practice. It has to be small enough to actually do, and it has to be yours, not your therapist's, not your family's, not some wellness influencer's morning routine, yours. For me, one of those practices is knitting. I know that sounds small. It's not small. There's a whole other video about what knitting taught me about staying alive. That one's coming. But the short version is this. Knitting gave me something my brain couldn't argue with. I made a thing. The thing exists. The thing is evidence that my hands work today, that time moved forward, that I was here. Your thing might not be knitting, but you need a thing, something physical, something that creates evidence. Evidence that you showed up. That's hope with receipts. Okay, I need to talk to you about zero brain power days because no conversation about hope is complete without acknowledging that some days you have absolutely nothing. I call them bad brain days, not low days, not sad days. Bad brain days where the machinery is just not cooperating. If you have a mood disorder, a psychotic disorder, a trauma disorder, you know exactly what I'm talking about. These are the days when the practice falls apart, when the framework disappears, when you can't access the tools, because the tools require a level of function you don't currently have. I'm not going to tell you to push through. I'm not going to tell you to try harder. I'm going to tell you to have a zero brain power plan before you need it. Here's mine. 1. I know what staying looks for me on those days. It is a very short list. Water, medication, Cora. That's it. That's the whole plan. 2. I have one creative anchor. One thing that doesn't require performance or output, just presence. For me, it's yarn in my hands. Not knitting a pattern, just yarn. Just texture, just something my nervous system recognizes as safe. 3. I have a note I wrote to myself when I was okay. It says, "You have been here before, you left before, you will leave again, the door is still there." I cannot overstate how useful that note is when my brain is telling me the door is gone. If you don't have a zero brain power plan, I want you to make one. Not right now, if now is a bad brain day, but soon, when you have a little more to work with. And that is actually what the workbook is for. I made something for you. It's a free workbook. It's called, you might be able to guess, Hope is Stupid and I Choose It Anyway. It walks you through 3 things. What hope actually looks like for you, specifically, not generically. What your zero brain power plan is, and what your one creative anchor is. It's not long, it's not overwhelming. It is designed for bad brain days and good brain days alike. The link is in the description. It goes to my mail list, which means you'll also hear from me when new things are happening, including what's coming on Patreon in June. The Patreon is going to be a small, intentional space. Bulk content, deeper conversations, the stuff that doesn't fit in a YouTube video. If that sounds like your kind of thing, the description has that link too. I want to leave you with this. Nisha wasn't wrong. Hope does prolong things. It prolongs the fight. It prolongs the trying. It prolongs the staying. And some days, prolonging the staying is the bravest thing a person can do. You don't have to feel hopeful today. You just have to stay. And maybe pick up the workbook. I'll see you in the next one.